Good morning. Some of you, welcome back again. Now, I have great pleasure, without much ado, I'm going into the introduction. We have great pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Sludgina Velkov, who's an MD. She was born in Macedonia. She was raised in Serbia, and she has worked as a medical doctor for United Nations and also as an emergency doctor in Kuwait. And now she is giving presentations and doing jobs. Her career now is a medical development manager. She has undertaken that mission to educate people about healthy life, and you know how specifically important it is in the modern life. Without much ado, let's put our hands together to welcome. Where is she now?
Ready, hi. I would just add one thing to this introduction, that I don't earn money from this, what I do. So I don't earn any money. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, she already did. You know, I wanted to become doctor because I wanted to help people. This was my reason. So, this is Hippocratic Code. I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures that are required, and this is one of the measures because I felt that people, they don't get enough information. So when I collect all pieces of the puzzle, I made a puzzle, and this is what we are going to share today. And you will be surprised. Please listen very carefully. I'm going to talk around 50 minutes, 50, and this can be life-saving information. So questions we'll have after the... This lecture is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to diagnose, treat, or prevent any disease. If you are ill, see your healthcare professional. We are going to talk today about what we actually eat, about meat, milk, water, enzymes, causes of and treatments of chronic diseases. Let's examine what is the source of life on this planet. You see, first source of life on this planet is the sun. You know, without sun energy, there is no life on this planet. So, if you put a plant in a basement for 4 days in a dark, plant will die. After plants, all animals and people will die. So, sun is extremely important. This is first source. Second source are plants. This is actually first downgraded energy, sun energy. Second transformation happened in carnivores, which are plant eaters, and they consume the purest energy, sun energy. This is the purest transformed sun energy, and third transformation of sun energy happened in carnivores, which are meat eaters, and you all know that flesh of these meat eaters is acidic and is not suitable for human consumption, because they consume very dirty energy, downgraded energy. But not only that, we don't belong, people who eat meat, they don't belong only to this group of carnivores. They belong to the group of even worse group. So on the left side you see lion. Lion actually and eagle, they eat meat which is hot, which is full of enzymes, which is alive still. But hyena and vultures, these are the two animals which eat dead flesh. They come and they eat dead flesh which is decomposing already, which is old, is not alive. So guess what? We humans who eat meat, we belong to this group of hyenas and vultures. Yeah. And you just compare lion, who is full of life because he eats energy in the meat, and hyena, look how she looks like. You know? And we people who eat that flesh, you know, we belong to this group, and please pay attention. This is very important. We eat something what is decomposing and getting bad. Let's examine differences between plant and meat eaters. According to lower jaw, you can see that carnivores, meat eaters, they have vertical hinge, means they can open mouth up and down only. Why? Because they jump on the cow, they tear the meat, they swallow. What is happening with herbivores, like a camel, horse, cow, and humans, we have sliding jaw. Jaw can go left and right for grinding more grains. Okay. So also about teeth. Carnivores, they have phalange overlap mandibular. They have very sharp teeth, instead of molars, and we have molars for grains and vegetables. So, just for comparison, you imagine, because we are made by God, to eat plants. Like imagine that we are in a nature, without any weapon to kill animals, like God didn't design a weapon together with us. Imagine that you jump on the cow and, to try to tear the meat from the cow. You cannot, because you're not designed by God to do this. This is not natural. And also, when you see the cow on the field, do you salivate like a wolf? No, because we are not designed for this. Wolf, when he sees the cow, he salivates because he's hungry. This is his food. And we don't salivate. We salivate on apples and on the... yes. Regarding acidity, carnivores, they have 20 times higher acidity than plant eaters. And in this, so they can digest meat. What is happening with the cat when she eats meat? She have immediately in the mouth, she have acidity, so she start digestion in the mouth. Okay? In the stomach, they have 20 times higher acidity. They digest the meat, which is very hard to digest. What is happening with us? When we eat meat, we don't have acid in the mouth, and we have very small acidity in our stomach. So meat is not digesting. Meat is putrefying, means dissolving, getting bad actually. And because intestinal length in carnivores is very short, so they get out all this meat very quickly in a few hours. So because meat is poisonous, they don't become poisonous. Nature made this. But in our stomach and camel stomach, meat will stay for 3 days. Why? Because we have long intestines, and meat require 3 days to pass through these intestines. So if you want to imagine what is happening in your stomach when you eat meat, just put a piece of meat on a kitchen table, on a room temperature, and see what is going to happen after 3 days. This is the same in your stomach. The same happens. So, all this sulfur and all this acid which is coming from the putrefying, we absorb in our body. These are poisons. What is in the meat you eat? Okay, let's see. If you eat meat, what is in the meat you can find in shops? First of all, you can, scientist Stanley Prusiner, he got Nobel Prize for discovering prions. Prions are infective proteins, and they cannot be killed on 1000 degrees centigrade. So how actually, this is how cows got mad cow disease. Because they ate, I didn't explain how cows are fed actually. They collect dead animals, they cook them, they dry them, and they melt. So we call this animal flour or bone meat. So when cows consume this bone meat, they go to these prions, and they go to mad cow disease. You see, in the nature there is no mistake, because cows is designed to eat grass, and when they feed cow with the same species, with meat, then they become sick. This is nature. So what happened in humans when they eat such a meat? They got Jacobs-Creutzfeldt disease, which is the same like mad cow disease but another name, and this is kind of dementia. Okay? So next thing, they feed cows with hormones. Why? To be profitable, to get big cows quickly. So, but what is happening with us when we eat such a meat? When you feed your children with those meat, then they got early puberty. 50 years